sa Balitang Express.
Senador Amy Marcos at Senador Sen.Sotto nagkainitan sa loob ng Senado. Panoorin ang buong detalye sa video nito.
Senator Marcos, Senator Amy Marcos, recognized.
Yes. I would like to know if a vote was recorded on my part.
Yes, from yesterday's on the resolution 312.
Yes, I would like for
Yes,
that vote.
because there was a motion to adopt resolution 312. That means a vote, obviously. And so we asked for an objection. Nobody objected. We adopted the resolution, and therefore it was voted into. Now, all those counted voted for the resolution were those who answered the roll call. And then there was one abstention recorded by Senator De La Rosa. That is the situation of the resolution 312.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. May I therefore, having been recorded as voting in the affirmative, reconsider that vote under our rules where it's allowed in the next 2 session days? I
Yes.
did not at any point vote. That is the actual status. And the passage of this resolution was without our knowledge that the vote was in fact taken.
Mr. President,
That is not the fault of the leadership of the Senate. You were not in the hall.
I was in the hall, Mr. President.
Then why did you not object?
because Senator Bato de la Rosa abstained.
Senator De La Rosa abstained.
Yes, he stood up to abstain.
If you were in the hall, you should have objected. Or you
I was
should
not
have
aware that the vote was
regis-
in fact taken because there were only 8 of us in the hall and no quorum was in fact present to establish a voting procedure.
That is not true. Because once the roll call has been called and there is no roll call thereafter, that is a continuing,
continuing.
implication that there is a quorum.
Until somebody...
Somebody should have questioned the quorum in that case.
That's correct.
Next time, stay in the hall.
Mr. President,
As I said earlier,
Mr.
po, I
President,
was actually in the
proper
hall.
motion,
Yes.
just to read the rule, Rule 33 of our rules of the Senate. Section 91, any senator voted with a majority may move for the reconsideration of the measure. She's absolutely correct, Mr. President. But she has to move for the reconsideration of the measure and not her vote. And therefore,
Yeah.
that is the proper order that they make. And
All
only
right.
those who voted in favor can do so within the next 2 days.
So
with,
everyone present yesterday, except Senator De La Rosa, voted in favor. So any one of you may move to reconsider the adoption of the resolution.
Would the President agree to a reconsideration therefore of the measure?
I will leave it to the body, not just the Senate President or the Majority Leader. The body will have to agree with that motion. Senator Pimentel is recognized.
Why do we have to go to that extent when I believe the senator only wants to clarify her vote?
That's correct.
Had she been
Aware.
of the voting, she would have abstained.
Yeah,
So,
well, that is precise.
we should allow her to make that clarification.
Correct.
And that no longer touch the, go back to the review of the approved resolution.
Correct. That is precisely what Senator Tolentino did. That is exactly what the Senator Tolentino did.
Yes, if that's the case, I'll be very happy to correct the vote as recorded. My vote was in fact an abstention and no vote was made at all. If the President will
Mr.
agree,
President, may I ask for a 1-minute suspension?
Session suspended. Mag-iisip dyan na we took a vote, we did not take a vote. We took a vote. Nobody asked for a nominal voting. It was merely a motion to adopt. So that is for the record, Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President. To add also, Mr. President, we have, it's called in parliamentary practice all over the world, including in the House of Representatives and the Senate. It's what we call a continuing quorum. When you establish the quorum in the start of the session until otherwise questioned by a member, you continue your business of the day all the way till the end of the last hour.
Precisely.
Yes, Mr. President, that is standard parliamentary practice. And so yesterday, it was all in order in terms of our procedures, Mr. President. Mr. President, we'd like to recognize Senator Imee Marcos.
Senator
Thank you.
Marcos recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. That being the case, and upon advisement once again of the Majority Leader, may I withdraw therefore the motion to reconsider the measure and instead merely manifest that had I been aware that there was such a motion to approve the said resolution, I would have abstained, given that I in fact have an alternate resolution, number 306, that makes no mention of advisement or pressure upon the President, who clearly has a free hand in the formulation of foreign policy. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Place that on record. Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very similar to Senator Marcos, if I was in the hall at the time of the adoption, I would have put on record my abstention. I support a similar view to the resolution filed by Senator Marcos on that does not include specifically advising or urging the President, but just keeping an open mind on our continuing duty to study international conventions, treaties, agreements that affect our country. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, Senator Cynthia Villar.
I just want to manifest that I was not here when the voting occurred. So if I was voting, I will abstain.
All right. Senator Tolentino, Senator Marcos, Senator Cayetano, Senator Bongo is recognized.
The same, if I were in the hall, I would also manifest my abstention. Mr. President, clearly each senator is entitled to his or her own personal opinion. Nevertheless, Mr. President, while I respect the views of my fellow senators, I personally believe that as Chief Executive and Chief Architect of our foreign policy, it is within his power and prerogative to cause the review and termination of treaties and agreements, taking into consideration the best interest of our sovereign democracy. The President has already expressed his view on the matter, and it is my position that we should respect the President's decision. In any case, we can enter into a new agreement when we have a new President come July 2022. Thank you, Mr. President.
Nevertheless, also for the record, the Presidency and the Senate have our roles in foreign affairs. We represent the same nation, but we can differ in perspectives. And the perspective of the majority of the members of the Senate maintain that we should maintain a cordial relations with friends and allies. Just for the record. So we hear that some of our colleagues who were not here during the vote, 6 would have abstained. Senator Revilla, would you have also abstained?
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to abstain also.
7 would have abstained, but there were 17 in the quorum, therefore the resolution would still have been adopted.
20, Mr. President, I believe.
20, the quorum was 20.
We were 20 members.
Okay. So, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, I move that we dispense with the reading of the journal of the 52nd session Monday, February 10, 2020, consider the same.
Any objection? Hearing none. Journals approved.
Mr. President, I move that we proceed with the reference of business.
Secretary will proceed with reference to business.
At siya ng ating balita. Maraming salamat sa iyong pagsubaybay. Ito ang Balitang Express.